Hey everybody, it's Robin Nolan, and I'm here on a quick Zoom call with Gypsy Jazz Club member Lewis Kilvington, and he's got a question which we're going to discuss now, and I think this will help you too. So fire away, Lewis.
Yeah, well, I've been really practicing recently on my improvising, as we all do.
Yeah,
And specifically, I'm trying to solo now, really trying to delve into the chords. And it's made me realize how lazy I probably am. But when it comes to 2-5-1s in particular, in both major and minor keys, it's trying to really spell them out to get the best possible sort of, sounds out of them. So when you're doing your improvising, you get some really nice tones, and if you're using licks or anything in particular. So I was wondering if any advice that you have regarding soloing over 2-5-1s, which, as we both know, is such a massive topic within jazz.
yeah, it's a massive topic, and obviously, just to clarify, a 2-5-1 in C major is chord 2, D minor 7, chord 5, G7, chord 1, C major. So that's what we're trying to navigate through with our solo lines to, like you say, spell out that harmony.
Yeah, yeah,
And we do that in tons of ways. We do that with licks, with chords, with shapes, with lead-in tones, all sorts of ways. So I've got a couple of ways. Firstly, like to say that when you're practicing these, I think it's really important, like I'm always saying, to practice them in context of tunes.
yeah,
So, for example, a 2-5-1 at the end of all of me is D minor 7, G7, and back to C, right? And
yeah,
then beyond that, it depends what tempo it's going, because you're going to play something different if it's going like a really easy going tempo, as opposed to if it's going
yeah,
and then it's like, what was that, a 2-5-1? It's already gone. So, but let's slow it down, obviously, to begin with.
yeah,
Um, there's actually three ways which I think generally when I'm
yeah,
so if I was playing all of me with you now, and it
yeah,
came to that bit at the end with the 2-5-1.
yeah,
The first way I do, I've got this triangle thing, which you might have heard me talk about. But if we take D minor 7, we've got these three notes, which is like a triangle: G, F,
mhm,
and A. So you see
yeah,
the triangle there. You've got
yeah,
G, F, and A. And then,
yeah,
exactly. And then this is a really simple way. The line is basically do when it goes to G7, do, which is the flat nine of G7, and then when it goes to C,
yeah.
G. So it's a chromatic easy line from A flat, G, and
And
then
it sounds like it's following the harmony. It's great. That's great.
yeah. So you can hear that obviously like do, do,
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
So whatever happens, even if you go do, 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 or even do, do, dee, do. Okay, so that's just one, and obviously, right?
yeah,
So that might be handy, especially at a fast tempo. So it's going like,
yeah,
it's like right? And you know that you've got through it. Get back to the triangle. You
yeah,
can kind of make it sound prettier and decorate it with the bottom of the triangle, the G and the F.
yeah,
So for the D minor 7, the basic sound is
yeah,
right. And then when
yeah,
it goes to G7,
yeah.
and then
Yeah. Ah. And obviously that's just C there, isn't it? So,
yeah, yeah. And then
yeah,
you've got so the basic shape, and we'll do it in a minute. We'll use our little jazz brains to kind of decorate
yeah,
that and come up with different
yeah,
permutations of those notes. But basically, da-da-do, da-da-do, da-da-do. So if it's
yeah,
going like G7, I'll do one and then you do one.
yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
have a go.
Yeah. So bass drum, I'd maybe top of my head, maybe something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
just if this is new for you,
yeah,
whoever's watching, then just soberly practice the dee da do,
yeah,
dee da do, do that a few times, and then apply it to your tune, and then
Yeah.
go and just go round and round.
Yeah.
You bent up, which is great.
Yeah.
Right. Um, so that's a really simple idea for the D minor 7,
Yeah.
for the G7, and then you resolve. And it's really important when you do resolve, because we all should be okay at outline and C major, right?
Absolutely.
It's really good to have a real confident way to go. That kind of phrase, which basically really punches home C major. So that really.
Yeah.
So you got your D minor 7, you got your G7 using that line, and then come home to C major and really be confident with a strong line which resolves to C. Have a go now.
Yeah, exactly. So if I'm down here, because obviously, like you just mentioned, you're trying to go right back to the home. Let's say the 2-5-1 in all of me is trying to be the finish. We've all got little licks and whatnot that you use for an ending, but you're trying to really emphasize that. So, like I say, if I was just using that lick, that little look there, I did a bit wrong. We get the idea. You could use that with it, maybe. Just to get it back home, and then you're telling the
Right.
rest of the band that you've
Right.
finished the song.
Right, so there's the triangle idea, and then like all these ideas and all these tunes, let's move it up. So
Yeah, yeah,
you've got it there. So that's one idea that I would use, which I call the triangle,
yeah.
because you can physically see it as the triangle. Number two,
So you don't really have to break into theory with it as well, do you? You just think of it as a triangle. As easy as this can work with anyone, can't it?
kind of, yeah, I find it easier. I mean, the reason why it does work is that's the fifth of D minor. That's the flat 9 of G, which gives a nice tension, and then that's the fifth of C, right? So,
Yeah.
um, the second idea, which I use a lot, I've only got a few ideas that I use for 2-5-1s, but I just
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of maybe alter them a little bit each time.
yeah,
Um, is this idea? So you've got your D minor here,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
and then the G7, C. So it's
yeah,
these notes. So
yeah.
it'd be like so. So I'm basically
Right.
using.
Oh, so you're spelling out that D minor shape down here, then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Difference with this lick, instead of the regular, this sounds cooler because instead of doing that, we're going, which is the
Ah, yeah,
go. So F, C
yeah.
sharp, A, F, D, C, B natural there for the G7.
That sounds great. I love that C sharp. It's
And then
great.
you
That's
resolve
great.
to C. So you could go 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
1. I'll do it one more time, then you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Go.
Let's see if I can try it.
Yeah.
Back to sing.
That's it. So the next step from that one, so you've got, by the way, this lick, I've heard Jimmy Rosenberg knows the Rosenberg guys do this lick just over G7 actually, because that's another concept. You basically, especially you're thinking G7 really, you don't have to really think D minor G7, because this lick would stand up on G7 if you go and Jimmy used to play it like double note, so there you go. It sounds quite good as a G7 lick.
Absolutely.
But when you get to the B natural, so you're going right, there's the G7, and then you want to go do do do. But here's the nice line. So you're going to go a diminished sound, or actually that sound. So B,
Yeah,
D, F, A, then
yeah,
resolve to G to C. So,
yeah, yeah.
and it sounds great if you bend up, and then to your resolve C major lick.
That's great. Yeah. And then down there. Yeah, that's
Right,
great.
exactly. So I'll play it now using that and resolve to C, and then you can have a go. So I'll count it in.
Awesome.
One,
Yeah.
two, three, four.
Also, I'll see if I can try that then. Yeah. So. Yeah, something
Exactly.
like that.
Like that.
And bends that. That sounds great.
Yeah,
That little bend in there as
yeah, that
well.
bend's
Awesome.
cool. So obviously, once you've got that, I mean, that's a basic lick, but also it can. There's lots of variations on that. Practice it in G, right? You're going to play in G, the end of Lady Be Good, million other tunes. So I use variations on that basic. This is in G now. A lot when I'm doing 2-5-1s. The last idea for the major 2-5-1s
Yeah.
is more of a modern sound, especially for the dominant seventh chord.
Yeah.
So the minor, whatever, but the most important, when we get to that G7, we're going to get this sound. So that now we're in C again. So you got D minor, and then whatever D minor. Then you're going to go, and that note with the pinky there, the B flat, is the sharp
Yeah.
9 of
Yeah.
the G7. So that's the right the. And this chord, I heard Martin Taylor play this, and it always sounded really dead jazzy. Years ago
Yeah.
when I heard it, I thought, God, that's so. Instead of going like D minor, G7, which is kind of like classical, kind of sounds a bit babyish.
Yeah.
But this sounds more hip.
Yeah.
So the lick that goes with that sharp 9 is this. It goes, and it's actually a shape again. It's almost like a. It's like a. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So B
Absolutely.
flat, A flat, E flat, and B.
Yeah.
Have you got those
Pulls
notes?
up the chord there.
Right.
You know.
You go, and then you're gonna go to the G, and then
Yeah.
down to the F. And that's gonna be your resolution.
Right. Yeah. So let's put out these notes.
Perfect. So if I
Yeah.
put that in time, so D minor 7,
Yeah.
G7, I'm back to C. Now I'll use that idea. So D minor, whatever. I'll do it once more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's
that's
great.
that
Yeah.
a little. You can see where I'm coming from with those lines now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, getting that B flat
Yeah.
sound
Yeah.
and then resolve to B to C there.
Yeah, that's
That
brilliant.
exactly.
Exactly what you said. It's a very modern sound, and that chord, that sharp 9, all these little things, like you said with the previous one, it's a bit more baby talk maybe as such, and a bit more classical. But having in
Yeah,
the it just sounds
exactly.
fantastic, isn't it? Amazing.
Exactly. And then just on that note, on that B flat note for the G7, you've got this other lick you might have heard me do where I go do da do dee da do, right, which is for the. It's almost like the lick, the
The
lick.
lick.
Do da do dee da do do, but it's not. I don't actually succumb to the lick, but I go
Yeah,
like do da do dee da do, up 3 frets, do da do dee da do do. So
yeah,
that's really, even if it's going fast. So it's that's a
yeah,
really cool lick. Again, using that B flat, but I'm definitely not thinking B flat. I'm thinking shapes. You know, I'm thinking D minor, F minor,
Yeah.
and then I'm resolving there. So that's a good little one. So you go. You try that one.
Yeah. Yeah, just break that down for me slowly again. What is it based in D
So for
minor
the D
first?
minor,
Oh,
you're
so
going to
here,
go
right?
D, E, F, G. So up the scale,
Yeah.
and then back to the ninth, the E. Right, if you
Yeah.
get this lick,
Yeah.
right. So do that
Yeah.
a few times.
Yeah.
Right, and incidentally, the lick, which if you just Google the lick on YouTube, it's this lick which goes, and there's
Not
like
all the
every
guys use.
great and not great has used it forever. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
anyway, but once you've got that lick,
Yeah.
then you basically then start on the F, like it's F.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah.
Exactly. So just practice going, and then resolve to the
Yeah.
E natural, the C.
Let's try that. Sorry. And you resolve it back on the C again. Yeah. I'll try one more time. Yeah. I'll try a couple of times. Yeah, exactly.
And again.
And he's just getting them shapes under. I'll try it again. Yeah. And again. Yeah. Definitely. Awesome.
So if you
Yeah.
practice that so you could do it really without thinking, when it gets to like all of it, then you're there, and it's just a stock ending that you've got up your sleeve, ready to go.
Absolutely. That's lovely. I really like
You know what I
that.
mean? It's a really good one. And you just to recap then, the three that we looked at in this session, we've got the triangle. So basically the triangle being, and then resolution to C. Then we had if you got the D minor here, you've got the, resolving to the C like that, and
Yeah.
dressing it up. Or but you've got that shape ready to go. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be the set lick. You could just go, but you're really comfortable with the sound and where you're putting your fingers. And the third one was utilizing the sharp 9 of the G7.
Yeah.
Even on a ballad, say you've got like really slow ballad going back to C, even just going, so even lingering on that.
Yeah. You can just let it run, can't you? You just go. And then just resolve back to there.
Like the ballads a lot in D minor, right? Like Clair de Lune or Anuma. You've got the going back to D minor. So you go like for the 7th. So you're thinking C natural, the sharp 9 of the dominant 7th chord, right? Which isn't the third, it's the minor third.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's another good sound you can experiment with. I think we should do a separate video for the minor 2-5-1s.
Absolutely. We can go on all day about this, couldn't we? You can go on for ages about it. Of course you can. No, but they're fantastic. I think you've given me some option regarding slightly different tones as well, from quite a natural sort of swingy way to that more modern, which has that different. And you can obviously you use these for different, different tunes, obviously. So now I've got the option. So when I'm playing certain songs, I can chuck in certain ones, can't I?
Yeah, yeah. So the way to once you've got the out of time, you've got the oh yeah, the triangle. Oh yeah, I understand. Up an octave. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Number two. Oh, cool. Number three. Uh, so once you've got it kind of under your fingers, then uh, start to play them in time a bit, right? So you go, oh yeah, four, four, and then say, okay, that's definitely solid for the G7. Uh,
Yeah.
three, okay, that's comfy. This one, so get them comfy, and then when you practice over a backing track or when you're playing through changes, with a metronome or with your pulse in your body,
Yeah.
every time you get to a 2/5, just blatantly use them until they've sunken in, right? And
And I
maybe
think,
just one at a time, maybe even all
yeah.
three is too much for you, but just pick one of those and think, okay, I'm really going to integrate this into my playing.
Absolutely. And then I think after I've done that, when I've got these really confident, playing them in different keys over different tunes as well, because getting that all over the fretboard, I think is really useful.
Absolutely, Lewis. So, well, I hope that helped.
Massively. That's fantastic. I really, really appreciate that.
But it's a great question, and I think it's important to look, into the details of these little things, kind of understand what's going on harmonically and with your fingers, connecting those two things, and then letting them absorb, and then using them as much as possible, So maybe in
Yeah.
the next one we can look at minor 2/5 ones. That's another
Yeah,
big topic.
absolutely. That's another thing altogether. We can have a look at that. But yeah, regarding that, it's given me loads to practice with. So always really appreciative.
Awesome, Lewis. Well, that was great. So it's Robin Nolan, Lewis Kilvington signing off on another Gypsy Jazz Club adventure. See you soon.
Cheers. Thank you.